Good morning. Thank you and congratulations for joining me for 10 minutes to get more. This live is actually recorded because I'm staying in a barn in the middle of the countryside and I wanted to avoid any technical glitches, but I will be around in the comments. So please do drop a note to let me know who's here. We can have a chat in the comments at the same time. So today I'm focusing on how senior leaders in sales or sourcing at travel and travel tech companies can help their team step up and reach what I term commercial velocity. Now, have you ever found yourself saying this? I want everyone in my team pulling in the same direction. I want my team to be able to step up and take ownership. I hear this a lot from CEOs, CCOs, VPs of sourcing, sales, this kind of people in the travel industry. And last week, I shared a post explaining how I'm working with AC Group, which is a UK-based DMC, to help their operations team to step up and take ownership. The first module we did was all about what's within our control. Hint, it might be much more than you expect, and you need to focus on this. And what's not in our control, which is what we need to let go of, and we can sometimes hold on too tight and waste energy there. The second module was about how to overcome stress, because nobody can learn new things, think creatively, or express their true opinions when they're feeling very stressed. It's really important to have methods and tools to reduce our stress levels and also to reduce the triggers coming in so that the new ideas in our brain can get out into the world and give a commercial advantage to our company that we're working with. So on that post, I got a comment from James Whiting, which you can see here, which is absolutely spot on. So James Whiting works at TravelSpark. So that's also consulting travel businesses based in Australia. And as you can see, he mentions that it's not normally to do with the capability of the team in terms of stepping up. It's about the clarity of direction and how the plan is socialized. So I thought this was a perfect opportunity to share more about the pilot principle and how this applies in running commercial teams. So often, on the flip side of commercial leaders saying they wish the team would step up, there are often teams saying, I wish my boss would see the hard work I'm putting in and help me get to where I want to go. So I share the pilot principle with both individuals and companies because it takes two to tango, and it takes both sides to be doing the same things to help get people moving. So when chief commercial officers or similar are saying they want the team to step up, they're really focusing on this pillar, which is self-leadership. This means taking ownership of your supplier relationships, for example, taking accountability for your own success and your career path. It means striving to be 1% better every day, learning about the industry, seeing the bigger picture, supporting the whole company. Now, don't get me wrong. This is a key part of having a commercial team. We don't want a whole team of passengers. We do want our team members to step up and act like pilots, but pilots don't work alone, and that's where the other pillars come in. We can't ask for accountability if we don't give authority to act, and we can't ask people to see the bigger picture when they don't have the tools to manage the job that they're doing. James mentioned that the capability of the team normally isn't in question, but I would argue there are a few key inflection points where companies do need to take ownership of upskilling their teams. So now we're in this pillar here. For example, when onboarding new team members, I've heard stories of commercial people being onboarded by having 5 days of systems training before they learn about how the company works, the company's goals. This doesn't make sense. On my first onboarding in the travel industry, I had half a day with the outgoing person who her foot was already out the door. And then I was given a list of hotels to contract, and that was literally it. And I'd never worked in travel before. Another example is when someone's promoted to people manager for the first time. Often we're just thrown in at the deep end, and really it's a different set of skills that we need to manage people, even if we were great at our previous jobs. And let's not forget, travel is an ever-changing landscape, right? Distribution is complicated. AI and technology are now changing everything, as well as changing demand cycles, changing legislation, tariffs, all sorts of new things are happening. So it's important to keep our skills up to date. So when you've got both the self-leadership and the skill, you will see amazing achievements from the individuals in your team. But that's not all you need, because without the other pillars, your team might be feeling fed up if they haven't got support from anybody, or they might be faltering without the right communication. So the next pillar is all about that support. That's the environment we create for our teams. Do we set new starters up with a buddy, for example? Do we have champions for specific projects and skills so that we can build best practice in the team? Is there psychological safety? And that looks like people being willing to speak up, people being willing to share their ideas, make mistakes without worrying about getting into trouble. Support also means co-creating career plans. We know that the travel industry there's a bit of a pyramid to leadership, right? And not everybody can always step up into the next hierarchical role. So what other opportunities are there for them to develop and grow and learn new things? Can they manage their accounts? Can they do a new destination? Can they help support new team members? So when we've got the support and the skill in place, we're in a growth environment. So that's where people can hone their skills, keep improving, which is really important for gaining a long-term commercial edge. We can't sit still and expect to still be ahead of the game. We need that self-leadership still, otherwise your team will be flapping around in circles. So finally, we come on to slick communication. This pillar is so important because good communication makes all of our relationships better. With clients, with suppliers, and among our team. It's like the glue that holds everything together. Good communication looks like clearly communicating your long-term goals, strategy, and vision to the team. It means actively listening to your team to understand how the message has landed. It means clear career conversations with direct and helpful feedback. No more fluffy, they're just not ready yet, and I'm actually too scared to tell them. I've heard that too much. It also looks like speaking the language of your partners. So if you're selling a SaaS product to hotels, for example, can you clearly explain how it supports them in their goals and using their language to make it an easy yes for them? So when we have support and communication both in place, we have a clear destination for the team to work towards, and that creates trust, and it means everyone knows where they stand. And when slick communication meets self-leadership, everyone is on their own purposeful journey, meaning they can work with more resilience and more meaning. We still need that balance with the skill. Otherwise, the team will be frustrated. They have all the big ideas, but none of the gear to get it done. So as you can see, we really need all four pillars. When James mentioned in his comment that clarity of direction and how the plan is socialized is important, for me, that falls into the pillars of slick communication and support. Then how the team takes that message on board falls within self-leadership, and how they make it actually happen comes down to skill. And we need all four of those propellers going to propel us along in our journeys. So to my heads of sales or sourcing, my CCOs, my VPs of sales, I do have a question for you. Well, a few questions for you. Have you been waiting for your teams to step up and take more accountability and ownership? And if you reflect honestly, have you been holding up your side of the bargain? And would you like a bit of help with that? Let me know if you would.